Piers Morgan's versus TikToker after his arrest for his pranks. This was the video that came up on one of my recommendations, and I wanted to just like, I didn't get a chance to really watch it. This is pretty old news, but it's current news where there's a large population of Kick streamers and TikTokers that have been really pushing the envelope, and it's not good. I don't know, or don't remember rather, how bad this does get, but let's see what Piers Morgan has to say.
But first, many young people see social media stardom as a fast track to fame and fortune. People you've never heard of can become very famous and very wealthy very quickly.
I shouldn't pause at the 10-second mark, but that is relatively true because, case in point, the internet in the past 10-20 years has grown so much that I've never heard of Wtphu until like I saw him on Escape the Night. I never heard of PewDiePie until I met him and then looked him up. There's a lot of the population that is really disconnected with the internet, and for those who are growing up with the internet and who came out of the womb with TikTok and Kick available, they're making a lot of bad choices because they believe the law will not hurt them. But that's again like my old man opinion. I'm a man in his 30s with opinions. Okay.
From the business of bagging clicks and followers online, but with more than 500 hours of content uploaded every single minute just to YouTube, how do they even begin to get noticed? Well, some influencers have a talent; they can sing or dance. Some give brash opinions,
like Justin Bieber or
some give friendly
Phil DeFranco.
Things like how to do makeup or make music. But others get their clicks by honestly behaving like complete morons. In California, a YouTuber and pilot
what?
20 years in jail.
Wait, hold on. TikTok terror Mizzy speaks exclusively to Piers.
For crashing an airplane.
Crashing an airplane? What? Okay, so I did not hear about the airplane crashing already. This is getting to be a really crazy video because why? What made you choose the option like, hey, I want people to watch me crash this airplane? Why did you choose that option? It's like me going to the Walmart and licking ice cream and putting it back in the freezer. Like, what made you choose that option to be like, hey, I want these clicks, I want to be famous real quickly. Yeah, you're gonna be really famous for being really stupid. Like, jeez.
Buildings, taken on wild animals, crash cars, you name it. However mad it is, someone has tried it just for the clicks. And all in the name of becoming insta-famous. This week, a social media prankster named Mizzy has generated headlines and abject outrage for so-called pranks, which mostly involve just terrorizing innocent bystanders.
Into random houses, let's go.
Random houses?
James?
You go into random houses? And wait, hold on. Wait. Wait, so okay.
You got a nice dog?
You just took that person's dog. What the hell? Wait, why ask a person if they want to die?
Experience.
Okay, I'm really confused. Like, why did? Oh God, these like pranks are just ridiculous. Like, okay, why did he change in the store? And why is he on a car? Oh my God, this. Who let him drive? Like, okay, hold on. Like, I'm getting really mad already. I'm not even his dad, but I'm also disappointed because why is Mizzy? Why is this TikToker? Wait, hold on. First of all, I feel like there's a disconnection to where like, how did that taxi driver allow his customer to stand on the car, or was he not aware of a person on his car? Oh God.
Public anger grew this week. London's Met Police announced they were looking for Mizzy, real name Bakari Bronzagaro. The law caught up with him, and today he was fined £365 and given a criminal.
£365? That's not enough. That is not enough to get charged.
You might think that's not much of a punishment or much of a deterrent. But what does he think? Well, fresh from the courtroom, he's here now. All right, well, good evening to you.
Hello, Piers. Long time no see.
Why is he?
Long time no see.
Last time I hopped on your team with my friend.
Oh, that's right. You appeared in the background. Didn't
Yeah,
you? When
mate.
digging
Yeah,
into it,
mate.
Why does Mizzy feel like? Why do you feel like you're privileged to know him closely enough to do so? Why do you feel privileged to like do all this? Jeez, who gave you? Who made you feel like you had the privilege to like terrorize and like do these like stupid stunts?
Okay. Well, I'm what you meant.
Jeez.
You're
What
not
I am is
Then what are you?
what I am is an interviewer who
Fair
is,
enough.
I'm curious about what has been motivating you to terrorize the people around where you live. Why do it?
I wouldn't really call it terrorizing. I would just call it more having fun.
How? Okay, what? So it's fun if you walk into somebody's random house. It's fun if you take a like homeless person's dog. It's fun to like change in public. Sure, like changing in public might be fine, but like this is at a general store.
But
Sure.
let's get this out of the way first. I apologize. You see this situation that blew up on the internet, the walking into random houses? The next day, I apologized to the woman because I felt bad, innit? Like,
You don't get a chance to apologize. You broke the law by like invading somebody's home.
deeper than social media. Like, it went
There's
down.
no such like you don't just pull out a ukulele and like apologize like hello person who I walked through the house for. I'm sorry that I walked through your house. You don't pull a ukulele and just like complain and like say sorry for invading somebody's home. Jeez.
That's why I didn't record it. She recorded me apologizing to her. I told her sorry, and she explained that she was terrified because her children were in the house.
Of course, you
And
should
I
be
was
terrified.
Doing in the house.
What
What doing in the house? I don't know. It was a stupid video. Like I got peer pressure to say. I don't want to say
you
it like
peer
that.
pressure? That's
Well, somebody
bullshit.
else's fault.
That's
I'm
BS.
not blaming it on no one else.
I mean, you break into a
Like,
house
I
with
went into the house.
a woman and a husband and
I went into the
two
house
young
on my
kids.
own accord.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, like this, like he. Oh my god. I'm so happy that I don't know. I can't remember if I listened to a Phil DeFranco video about this, but like this kid is a terror. God, that's the same problem with like this is equally the same problem as like allowing I show speed like any slack of any like slack at all. He like I show speed was being pretty racial or like for his like own things too. So like he's equally controversial. Like why kids want to be like if you want to be internet famous, this is because again because of social media, people are being documented very quickly. So I'm sure if this happened 10 years ago, things bad there'd be very bad consequences. If this happened 20 years ago, the consequences would have been so much worse. So now that we're in the age of the internet, like why is this okay? Like I would have expected that that man of the house should have just like tackled him or do something. Like this is not your home. Like what are you doing?
Okay, you went through their door, right? But it's not your house. You're not supposed to be in there.
Oh no shit.
You are causing a lot of alarm to that poor woman and to her children who are in the house. You then terrorize this poor elderly woman and take her dog away and
Right.
traumatize her.
Oh,
You run
for the
up to-
story about that.
Hang on.
Hang
I've
on.
finished.
Let
No,
me
you
speak.
no,
Yeah, because
you've
no.
been-
Let me speak.
No.
Let me speak. No.
I'm going to tell you.
Let me
what
talk
you-
about that situation
No, for the
before you
viewers.
do
You don't get to
Wait
talk
a
about it. You don't get to defend yourself because you don't get to defend yourself because you record yourself doing something, so you don't get to defend yourself like that. This video does not protect him from almost anything. Like
Wait a minute.
For the viewers,
Wait a
who,
minute.
for the viewers who
Wait a
don't know
minute.
what you've
Hold
done,
up.
I'm going to tell
Hold
them.
up. Because
No,
you
you
see it on
hold on.
TV right now.
No, you can
see it
hold on.
TV right now.
I'm
It's
explaining.
going viral everywhere.
I'm
They
explaining.
already know what's been happening.
because like what he's gonna explain, he's like anytime somebody wants to defend themselves, they're always going to be trying to like paint themselves in the best picture. If I accidentally like if somebody like shows themselves doing an activity, you can't just defend yourself like explain what's going on. It doesn't your explanation doesn't change the fact that you are in poor form doing this thing. It doesn't change the fact that you explaining yourself only makes things worse. So unless you apologize and like say sorry, I was in the wrong, I should never have done that. And but like he's in a sweater, this kid, but like you don't get to defend yourself if you're in a situation where you did something absolutely wrong, morally wrong.
Don't just keep talking like an idiot.
I
Right? Don't. Let me finish what the viewers don't know you did. You go up and you do these things. You take a dog from an elderly woman. You leapfrog over the top of an Orthodox Jewish man standing at the side of the road minding his own business. You go up to women in the street and say, do you want to die?
It wasn't a woman, it was a man. And she
there were also women.
It doesn't change it.
There was a woman there, but I only say it to a man.
Right. You shouldn't be saying it to anybody.
Fair enough.
Why, in the name of so-called prankster humour, why cause so much alarm and distress to so many people? Do you get your kicks out of doing that?
Not necessarily, but you could say that this whole public outroar just makes me laugh because people are getting hurt
you
over
laugh?
something that didn't happen to them. And that's how I see it as.
What do you mean?
People are getting hurt over something that didn't happen to them. Everyone acts like they have this persona like they don't care. Social media is a facade, this, that, and the other. But when me comes out and does the mad thing, everyone has something to say.
It's not a mad thing.
It's the mad thing. It's the mad thing. You already said it was the mad thing. It's the mad thing.
No, it's not mad. It's moronic. It's the kind of thing anybody could do, and you do.
Because, like, yeah, it definitely, like, you look at something and you, like, I can see there might be something wrong where, like, the fact that, sure, the dog is there, sure, there's, if I walk in public and I see people, like, sitting down, or people minding their business shopping, there are things you don't impulsively say or things you don't impulsively do. I see already there's a problem where this kid is just impulsively doing these things. Like, he has a problem with controlling impulses. Like, it's as in the most extremes, going up to a couple randomly, like, in the middle of the night, millions of things could happen, whether you can say things verbally or things can go wrong. And he impulsively decides to say, do you want to unalive? Do you want to do things, like, whether or not you're directing it to the person, to the man or the woman in that video, one doesn't simply impulsively say, one doesn't simply tell other people, hey, do you want to unalive? Do you want something violent happen to you? Like, you don't voluntarily does that. You impulsively do that. Like, and you can't blame, like, a Tourette's situation where some people say that, because, like, there's been as many cases as there are where Tourette's has gone to an extreme for a particular person. There's equally amount of people who use it as an excuse, and using medical terms as an excuse for your actions is very poor. It's, oh God.
You do it for kicks and you do it for clicks, and you get your little moment on TikTok, and presumably your peer group that you referenced earlier, they all think, good on you, Mizzy, this is hilarious. Meanwhile, some poor woman thinks you've stolen her dog and is traumatized. Right. Another woman has her 2 kids, and you're bursting into their house.
Because what would the kid know?
Right, you're jumping on Jewish people.
See, I was
right,
jumping on Jewish people. Hold up, wait a minute, wait, no, stop.
You did.
Cool, it was a Jewish person, cool. But there was a trend going around on TikTok called 300. I've done this to numerous people.
It's not about so you're recording a video about a trend. It doesn't matter. Like, there's a common sense of decency, and, like, it's. We have not seen the video yet of him leapfrogging somebody, but if you were leapfrogging someone, it's visible to see whether or not that person had consent to that or not. And if there's a recording of him being audibly upset or visually upset, that exempts anything. Like, that puts you under perjury. Like, no one will believe you.
White people, age, any types of people. I don't discriminate. So don't stop saying Orthodox Jewish person like I only targeted him and it was only him that I went for.
It's about that person.
What do you mean, why am I targeting anyone? It was a trend.
It's not about a trend.
What's the trend?
300, jump over someone at the time of the beat.
However much you scare them.
However much you scare them.
Or even if you push them into a car.
No, that didn't happen though, because I saw
it doesn't change the fact.
A lot of the stuff that you do could have consequences far more serious, but you don't care, do you? As long as you get a laugh. I have remorse for all of these things.
Then you shouldn't do it.
How are you trying to tell me?
You have no remorse.
Are you in my life? Do you live in my life?
Huh?
Are you there for my pranks? Have you been there in my life?
What's your life? Tell me.
You tell me my life.
Presumably,
presumably, you're
about to tell me the sob story, are you? What's the sob story?
There's no sob story.
Well, go on then. What's so bad about your life that makes you do this?
My whole life, innit? I just do it for fun. On or off camera, I do my thing.
Tell me about your life. What justifies this?
What do you
What's
talking
happened
about
to
my
you
life?
that makes you think you're justified in doing that?
Like what? Just like I like Piers wants to know like I do to where like what's the point of you doing these things if like what justifies you for like stealing somebody's dog? Like what justifies you from like invading somebody's home?
What do you mean
God.
tell me about my life?
Well, you
Are
said you
trying to
know
get onto
nothing
me
about
because
your
I'm
life.
black?
Tell me about your
Is it
life.
because are you trying to get onto me because I'm black? Because I guarantee if
Because
there was
you're
a white
black?
person, yeah, I guarantee if
Excuse me.
Damn about your skin
Oh,
colour.
really?
No.
Piers,
Why would I
Piers.
care what colour your skin is? I just think you're an idiot.
Oh, thank you. I think you're an idiot too.
That's fine. You're perfectly entitled.
That's fine.
Yeah,
This
so
is-
are you. So
This
like,
show's
fine.
called Uncensored. I think you're an idiot for what you've been doing. I also think you're an idiot for playing the race card when no one's mentioned
Really?
Yeah,
your skin colour.
like the fact that he's not wrong because like the fact that he brings up just because I'm black, like okay, hold on, the entire conversation wasn't bringing up whether or not he was African, he was like black or of that descent. We have up until this point, Piers did not bring up the color. We're bringing up his actions. We're not using color as a verbiage within the conversation until Mizzy first says it.
Colour.
Really? Okay, you don't have to mention it to.
I don't care about your skin colour,
Aight.
Mizzy.
You were the one that brought it up,
About the
Mizzy.
fact that you've been terrorising all these people for a sustained period of time. I also care about the fact you've only got a tiny fine today. No
Yeah, that's
currency
small.
whatsoever. You don't show any real remorse. You don't really care, do
The
you?
UK laws are weak, simple as, and that's
Huh?
not, the UK laws are weak, simple as, and that's not my fault.
Wait, okay, so just because UK laws are weak how does that give you the permission to just do that, Mizzy? Like, geez, I'm upset with TikTok. Sorry, I'm partially happy that I uninstalled TikTok because that's been a distraction within my life, and I'm already distracted enough by YouTube. I don't have the Twitch app anymore. I'm already distracted by Instagram and like listen to podcasts. Like, what's going on here? Jeez.
That's not my fault. Like in America.
What do your family make of what you've been doing?
What do my family make? Well, I don't chat to my mum anymore.
I wonder why.
Why not? Because I just don't talk to her. It's irrelevant to you, but I just don't chat to her, innit?
What-
And what else? My sisters are calm, but like obviously they don't fully commend what I do, but.
Do any of
there's
your
some-
family condemn what you do?
No, of course not. Like obviously.
They think it's all perfectly normal.
No, there's certain videos that they'll be like, no, you can't be doing that. Like, especially just walking into the random houses one. Certainly not. But that was more of a spur of the moment thing. I just got egged on and my ego got a hold of me. And I realized that at that moment, and that's why I went to apologize the next day. After it all blew up out of proportion, and I felt like bad personally.
I don't think you felt bad.
Okay, well you
No.
can
I think
say
you
that.
felt
You
bad.
can say that.
I
I'm
think
telling
you
you.
felt bad.
No, see, you're interrupting me. Why are
I
you
think
interrupting me? I'm talking. I'm talking. I'm talking.
I
I'm
don't-
talking. I'm talking. I'm talking.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm talking. I'm talking.
Carry on being an idiot.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We are siding
Busy.
the districts every time.
I'm actually.
It's like, okay, God. You're not progressing the conversation just by doing that, kid.
I'm not going
Jeez.
to call you Mizzy because
Thank
it's obviously a stage. I'll call you Bakari Bronze, right?
All right.
Bakari Bronze. Let's try and talk to each other as human beings.
All right, Piers.
All right.
Morgan.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand why there's no real remorse here.
You
Why
think
do you
there's
not
no real
understand
remorse? What do you mean why
what
there's
the
no real
consequences
remorse?
of your
I went
actions
to go
have been?
apologize off social media. I could have recorded that apology and that would have been another viral video. Whether it's hate or whatever. Literally, hate brings money. Hate brings likes. Hate.
But also, like, if you felt remorse, you would stop recording, Bakari. Like, the fact that you continue to make videos despite feeling remorse, like, proves nothing. It doesn't prove that you're
Brings views.
this kid. Like, oh my God, if I were to walk over to my neighbor and say like, hey, I'm gonna do something, and then the next day apologize for that thing, it doesn't change the fact that I did that task. Like, I just don't do it anymore. But you continue to make videos. Like,
Doesn't
jeez,
matter. Love or hate, it still brings views.
Why do you prefer?
why does that matter?
It's not like I prefer to do the hateful stuff. It's just like it's easier to do the hateful.
Yeah, it's easier because it's like it's less work for you. Like, he is terrible. He's a terrible.
Obviously, I don't think it's funny, but you're a funny person.
You do think it's funny.
You're a funny person.
You do. I've seen the videos. You do
Obviously,
think this is really funny.
At the time, I think it's funny. My fan base thinks it's funny, and it's we outside, innit? It's a movement. But
What's the
deep
movement?
down,
What's the movement?
deep down, being free and not letting anyone tell you nothing. That's why I can do all of this stuff. I'm the most hated person on the internet right now.
No, you're not.
Yes,
Most
I
people
am.
don't know who you are.
Okay then, whatever you say, innit? Whatever you
Not
say.
many people know who you are.
Never heard of you and care
Whatever you
even
say.
less.
Oh, now they are. You just brought it to me. Now they are.
They'll just
Now
think.
are.
They'll
Now
just
they
look at the way you're
are.
behaving now, and they'll think, yeah, he's a complete moron.
All right, and you're a complete Morgan. You keep
Morgan?
interrupting me when I'm trying to talk.
Because you keep talking in this animated manner, trying to stop me asking you any questions. And then you say, is it because I'm black? As if somehow...
Yeah, he brought up the... Like, Mizzy brought up the color.
Why are you going back to that? I said that once.
No, you mentioned it.
I mentioned it once.
I've never once mentioned your skin colour.
All right, cool. Go on.
I don't care what colour you are.
All right.
If you were white, I'd have exactly the same view about your moronic behaviour.
All right.
But I'm curious, who in your family is there to tell you this is
Why do you
wrong?
need to go to my family? I'm my own person, so talk about me.
Because
not
you
my family.
don't...
No.
Because you don't...
Talk about me, not my family.
Yes, but here's the problem.
What's the problem?
You are clearly a product.
He is a minor, though.
No, I'm my own person. I've always been my own person.
You've had no one to tell you this is wrong.
Of course, people have told me it's wrong. Family, friends, everyone's told me it's wrong.
Who's told you it's wrong?
What do you mean? My own mother told me it's wrong. There's been situations between me and my mum where I don't talk.
So your mother doesn't like what you're doing.
Of course, yeah.
Then why do you keep doing it?
Why don't you stop doing it?
Because
my mother told me to stop doing something.
Okay, and that's your mother. You listen to your mother. You listen to somebody else. I'm my own person. I'm legally...
Like, it doesn't matter whether or not you're to yourself. Like, there's certain actions that you do as a person is a byproduct of how you were raised. Like, so you're telling me if nobody took care of you, this is how you ended up? No. Like, if no one took care of you, then clearly you would not be on TV. You would not know what an iPhone is. You wouldn't know what technology is. Like, there is a current process from the time you were born to this interview where something went wrong. And if you decided to reject all that, then there had to have been a point between when you were born and to this interview about you being this moronic.
Yeah, I don't know. So I can do
what are you going to do now?
What am I going to do now? Twitter, Mizzy is banned, and I'm going to be on Twitch. Yeah, I'm going to start streaming on Twitch, IRL streams, gaming streams. My Twitch is Mizzy is live if you want to get at that. But yeah.
And do you want to try and come up with a sincere apology or not?
No, I don't need to come up with no sincere apology.
You don't need to?
And I already
you don't have any remorse, do you?
What do you mean? Okay, then whatever you...
To you, it's all a bit of a jape. And if you steal some old woman's dog, it's all a bit of fun. If you jump on a Jewish man, it's all a bit of fun. If you run into people's houses with young kids and terrorize them, it's all a bit of fun.
But what I'm saying to you
nothing
is...
really matters.
What I'm saying to you is there's been plans to change up everything. Can you...
Plans to change everything? Like, you shouldn't belong on social media for a while. Like, you're like, TikTok might have been banned, sure. So what is your goal to do the same? Is your goal to do the same thing on other platforms until you're permabanned for life on everything? Like, at what point do you start policing yourself? Because if your friend did something wrong, it doesn't sound like the fact that he felt under peer pressure to go into that person's home shows no accountability for if his friend if the situation was swapped. Like, it doesn't show, like, would he do the same thing and, like, stop his friends from doing things?
You're just no help in it. You just talk your own thing. You have your own plans to change up everything. You're just no help in it. You just talk your own thing. You have your own set morals and yeah. So that's you.
No, it's not about morality. I just
okay, cool. Whatever you say. I was still talking. You interrupt me again, Piers.
Okay,
Piers Morgan, why'd you keep interrupting me?
Let me tell you, we're going to put both of ourselves out of this misery, and we'll just end it there because
you should end it.
As I said at the start, you're just a complete moron.
And so are you.
So until you stop
talk
being a moron,
over people, bro.
you will be treated like a moron. You are Mizzy,
the man didn't really
the moron. For the record, he wasn't
August.
paid for this, obviously. I feel like paying viewers, actually, if I'm just put up with it.
But, like, again, so, oh my god, so that's the biggest problem, though, because the reason why Bakari feels interrupted was because, like, you are a guest to this show. There had to have been a point from the time that you were conceived to the time that you got onto this interview that there are certain manners you do and do not do. But it's really funny to where, like, you are choosing to do this, like, moronic. You're making the moronic choice of interrupting someone when they're talking and you're not hearing them out to then respond with a counter, but instead you're choosing to paint yourself in a particular way to make things worse because you are proving to everybody else that you're not willing to hear their opinion. You're not willing to grow and change your opinions based on what others have said. Because of course, if Piers Morgan did not matter to you, you would not be on the show. You only came onto the show, if anything else, to get exposure, to get clout, to get, hey, I'm on TV, look at this interview. Regardless of whether or not the conversation moved the agenda and moved things to a better like position. Like if you want to prosper in this like ecosystem of the internet and media, then you have to let other people talk, because you are choosing to do this. You're choosing to display yourself in this way that shows you're not willing to listen, to show that no matter what Piers had to say, all you wanted to do was promote yourself and saying, hey, I apologize. Whether or not we see the proof of your apology does not matter. It doesn't change the fact whether or not it doesn't change the fact that you still did that you invaded that house. It wouldn't matter if I were to throw an egg at a bystander and then the next day apologize for that. It doesn't change the fact that I did an action, and if I'm punished, great. If I'm not, then that's on the system. And if I get punished down the line because of karma or whatever you believe into the tangent of karma or the parallel of karma, then sure, that's going to happen to me. Like good karma, bad karma, like this kid. I'm upset and I'm happy that I saw this because I wish this kid was taught better. Like, I'm just very disappointed that of the years up until his birth, of the time that during the entire time that the internet was being cultivated and created, the internet was to be used for miraculous things, to go to space, to advance technology and science. He uses this to gain clout because the idea of it gets better, it gets bad before it gets better. No, you're gonna be known in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, as the man who still did these things. There's other people on social media that got canceled for their tweets from 10 years ago, from doing poor form comedy 10 years ago or 15 years ago. They got canceled for something as old as that. You're going to get canceled because, oh, this guy might be the best that there is right now when he's 30, but did you see what he did when he was younger? Unsubscribe. Like, that's crazy. Like, this Bakari is not good. So, thumb downs from me. Well, let me know what you think, okay? That's the video. Okay, bye-bye.